Hello everyone, this is Eva. How are you guys doing? It's been a minute since I uploaded. I had a good while when I was uploading regularly, and then I just took a little break from doing voiceovers mostly, and I didn't have time. I was going back to school and I'm in person now, so it just put a wrench into my whole schedule, and I'm still trying to figure it out right now, so please bear with me. I am super excited to share this plan with you guys because it is featuring GlamPlanner, this Mulan inspired kit, and I was running out of green kits, so this is the last one that's kind of going to transition into April. And this one does have some green incorporated into it, but I didn't want to do too much emphasis on it, and I thought it was a perfect week to do some color blocking. So I'm starting off with the bottom washi here. I'm using a SimplyGilded washi that I found from my stash. It's this kind of light pink flower washi, and it's actually rose gold, I believe. The rest of the spread I actually used silver foil, but since it matched so well, I just decided to use it anyway. And on the top of that, I put this red washi that I believe is from the 4th of July collection. So it's just red with silver foil in the middle of it where the bows are. And I decided to opt out of the bottom washi that came with the kit because it has the same background as the date covers, and it was just too much going on when I was putting it down, so I decided to switch it to this instead. And I think after you guys see the end spread, it turns out pretty well because it incorporates some of the red in the spread and the pink in the spread, which it has more of throughout the full boxes, as well as the color blocking. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the full boxes. As you can see here, I just picked a girl that was inspired by Mulan at the very top of the corner. I really don't see a lot of kits that has characters that look Asian, so I was really impressed to see this one because it doesn't exactly look like Mulan, but it just looks like an Asian girl, which obviously I'm an Asian girl, so I kind of see myself in her, and I love doing that with my spreads because a lot of people can do that, but usually in the kits there's not usually anyone that looks very Asian. I'm going on to my glitter headers now, and as you can see, I started off with red. I move on to a yellowish slash goldish tone. Then I move on to, it's going to change to a pink and then a green because I decided I didn't want that much green in the spread, so I actually end up switching it in a few seconds. I always love how my color blocking spreads turn out after I finish with them, but I just never find the right kit to usually do them. Usually the kits I find that I use usually have like 3 main colors at most, if anything. Most of the time it's mostly pink and then one other color, but this spread had so many of the different colors, and it actually came with the glitter headers, that I decided to do it, and it looks so nice, and I always love doing it, so I really want to see which other kits I can do it with because I really look forward to doing them, and I really love the end result. It's really fun to try to find stickers in your collection that kind of matches that day. The hardest thing I think is just finding functional stickers to lay your stickers on top of. So you can see here that I finally switched it, so now it's just red, yellow, pink, green, red, yellow, pink. So then there's less of the green that's going to be popping out, and when I do the full boxes, I kind of try to find something that has similar colors in the background to match with the rest of the layouts, and I really liked how it turned out. I apologize for my lighting. I don't know if it's off in this camera. I don't know if it's just me that I think it's off, but it seems like the lighting is a little weird. And I've had these lights for a couple years now, and I never know when to buy new lights because they still, in person, they still seem really bright and seem to function very normally. And when I put pictures of my Instagram posts, they look pretty nice. But it seems like when I'm looking at the videos that I've been posting, it seems like the quality's gone down a little bit. So just let me know down below if you guys have been noticing anything like that, so I can try to see what the problem is and maybe buy some new lights if that's the issue. Like right now, it just seems a little dim to me. But it also might be this glossy kit. Usually I use matte kits and it doesn't seem to have any issues, but maybe the glossiness is kind of reflecting more of the light, so it's changing the light texture on the whole spread in general. These are the day covers that I'm using. They are from the kits, and the bottom washi is the cherry blossoms that you see in the background, and if you saw at the beginning of my video, it actually showed it then. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the base play out. You're gonna see me put the rest of the full boxes down, and you're gonna see me do the sidebar as well. For the sidebar, I really enjoyed doing more of the color blocking, so I used the rest of the glitter headers since there was some more of it. So I did the same kind of the same order that the headers are in the rest of the spread. I used red first. As you can see, the habit tracker was red, so I put that down. Next was the yellow, so you're going to see me put that down right afterwards. There was a yellow glitter header, so then I used that afterwards. And then I looked in my stash, I believe. I don't believe this full box came from this kit. So I used this one instead, and I used that as the weekly. I used a pink header after that. And then there was one more full box that I used that I couldn't really find a place for, but I wanted to incorporate. And since it had a majority of green in it, I decided to just add it on the bottom. And it took me a little bit to figure out how much to cut of it because it was pretty large. So you can see here I'm using this cutting mat to put on top of so I can use my X-Acto knife, and these two things really help when you want to use your X-Acto knife and you don't want to stab through anything. These are like kind of foamy mats that you can use so that you don't really cut through anything because they're pretty thick. They feel almost like a computer mouse pad if you've ever had one, and I really liked using it to just cut through just because I've been cutting through my paper a lot, and since it's glossy and I don't use glossy too much, most of the time when you use glossy and you put a sticker on top of another sticker, it can take the color away. So I didn't want to risk it, and I just kind of measured how much I would need. And this is how my sidebar turned out, and I really enjoyed seeing the kind of color blocking through my sidebar as well. Moving on to the full boxes, as you can see here, this one was probably my favorite box out of all the boxes in this kit. It's this varsity jacket that's mostly red, so I put it into the red column. Next, I saw this purse that had a lot of red in it, so I put that in the first section. Next, I saw this hand and it had those pink flowers on it, so I thought it would be perfect on there. Another thing I noticed when I put down full boxes is when there's people involved or parts of a body involved, I try to space them out so you can see the girl on the left, the hand on the right, and then the other varsity jacket person on the bottom. The double scene I decided to do on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. There wasn't really any rhyme or reason for it, just because I put the other people ones down already and that was the only space for it, to be honest. The green one in the middle you can see, and then there's some gold in the dragon one. There was a lot of bigger leftovers for this kit, so I just put it into my extra sticker stash to use for later on. And now I'm moving on to the weekend banner, which I end up putting here. I am moving on to my date dots, and these I found from my stash, so I just used it to mark the 22nd to the 28th. After I added some day extenders, but that's going to be off of camera since it usually takes me a lot of maneuvering to figure out the day extenders. And on this particular spread, I ended up adding, I think, 4 of them, and you're going to see them in a second here. So you can see I did the window one, there's one on Sunday, and there's one on Saturday, which are usually my busier days. And now I'm moving on to my daily plans. This week I continued my workout, which I was really proud of. I was able to work out most of the week, and I've been still consistently doing it, and it's been a month since this video was, or the spread was filled out. So I'm very proud that I'm able to keep continuing on my journey, even though at times I really don't want to do it. I just keep telling myself nobody ever feels bad after a workout, so that's been really helping me to get them done and out of the way. And on this Monday, I was able to do my workout. I had some issues going on at work, and it's been kind of a struggle just being in-person learning, as well as when we were remote. It was just tough. This whole year has been very tricky and hard for me specifically, but this day I was able to finish a K-drama called Strongest Delivery Man. It is available on Netflix if you guys are interested in watching it. I do recommend it. I really enjoyed watching it. It has some humor, it has love and friendship and some bromance in it as well. And one of my there's this guy that was in Startup that I really enjoyed, and he was also in the show, which I didn't realize. So that was a very nice surprise. If you're ever curious about where a sticker is from, please let me know and I'll do my best to try to tell you guys down below. I also did a note that my nail color has changed. So since this spread from the beginning, I had to film this a little bit later when I had time to do it, and I did this kind of pink color with white and black, and I really love how it looks. And there's some glitter on the third nail and some various lines as well, and I really love these nails when I did them. So I was able to kind of use these nails for this one, and I think the next video as well. And you'll be seeing a lot of differences from the base spreads and the end spreads, because my nails are usually, they only last probably a week, maybe if not even less than that, because of working out and from washing dishes and just in-person duties when I'm at school. My nail chips a lot, and lately I just haven't even had the time to do my nails properly because it keeps chipping away and my nails keep breaking and being at various lengths on each of them, which is very annoying for me. As you can see here, oh, I forgot that I didn't realize that I actually did a day extender for Monday as well. So this week actually had a decent amount of day extenders involved. And I always use my tried and true, which is Sticky Essentials. The other one I always buy from is Scribble Prints Co., which I recently discovered had it. And hers are different because they actually open from side to side, versus Sticky Essentials is like the one you see here where it's up and down. This day I also uploaded a YouTube video, and I was also able to film week 8 at the end of the night. So that was pretty good. And at home, I've had some Earl Grey tea at home that I haven't been able to make. So this day I actually made some Earl Grey tea, and then I added some milk into it to make it a milk tea, and it was actually pretty good. Tuesday started off pretty okay. I was able to watch my K-drama, I did the workouts, I had a nap, and this was all after my school stuff. Most of my school stuff I've been putting inside of my day extenders recently, just because they're kind of the same thing every day, and the stuff outside is the things I'd rather note anyway. On the inside, I noticed some more things that I was able to watch, and I was able to have pho at home. Costco was selling some instant pho noodles, and they were actually pretty decent. They don't have anything in it except for the noodles and the broth, but they were pretty good in my opinion. And this day, since I finished the K-drama yesterday, or the day before, I ended up starting a new K-drama that's called My First Love. My co-teacher and I had a long talk this day, which I don't know how it went. It went okay. I guess I would say I don't have much I want to elaborate on that situation, but at the end of the night, I just played with some stickers. I pulled my stickers for the week afterwards that I would need so I could prepare for that. And then I ended the night by watching some TikToks. I use these kind of open like a book extenders as little as I can, just because they are very hard to place the stickers down. So you can see here that they kind of keep going up, and when I place them down, if they're crooked, it's really hard to bring up. So I try to use them very little, but when I have double box situations or when there are day extenders needed for 2 days right after each other, sometimes I like to do the ones that open to the side instead. As you can see here, I did some groceries and I must have forgotten to stop it and took too long to find a little label, but I was able to do my workout this day as well, and I watched some YouTubes. I ordered some contacts a while ago from Walgreens and they came this night, and we actually had a taco night this evening as well for dinner. I was able to edit my video that I filmed the other day, and I was able to go to therapy as well, which was much needed for this week. For many of these weeks, it's been pretty needed, to be honest. Since the last video that I uploaded, when I said I was debating on how to go on with my therapy, whether to continue or what to do, I did, I think, 1 or 2 more sessions, and then when I had to come back to school in person, it actually collided with my scheduling for work. So I don't know if it worked my favor, but I ended up having to cancel my therapy sessions, and I don't really know when I can fit them in because of how chaotic things are right now. So I'm actually not going to therapy right now, but I am hoping that it will be something that I'm still going to be doing in the future. Looking at this now, I just realized that this is the week before spring break, so we wanted to give our kiddos some Easter baskets and some goodies and materials. So I went to the dollar store before school and I was able to grab some things that I wanted to add into the baskets. And we were able to drop off all the baskets to all the students, which was very nice, and we were able to see some of the students as well. I came home and I was super exhausted, so I ended up taking a nap after. I was able to fit in my workout and I was able to paint my nails as well. Friday was a payday, which was always nice, and we had our grade level meeting as well as a little team meeting from school. I got to do a lot of unit planning, and I wanted to just get some things out of the way before spring break so I wouldn't have to worry about it too much. And I was able to do my workout as usual, and I also got Portillo's for dinner in the evening with my fiance. Saturday might seem a little strange for some of you guys if you guys are not from Asian culture. I don't know if this is a Chinese thing or just an Asian thing in general, but I woke up and I got ready, so I used these little stickers that I found from my stash just to show that I got ready. I didn't do a full face of makeup or anything, but I just thought it would be cute to mark it this way. And our family does this yearly visit to go to the cemetery. And this was one of those days when we would go, and all of us just come together and we go visit our ancestors that have passed in the cemetery, and we kind of make a whole family event out of it. It's not exactly mourning. It's sad in a way, just because obviously the people are gone, but we kind of use it as a chance to see each other, as well as honor our grandparents, give them our respects, as well as just, we never really get to see a lot of our family members all the time every year, especially with the pandemic. So it was very nice to just gather together. And we were able to go to this mall that was nearby, and we ordered a ton of food, and we were not able to finish all of it, but it was just really nice to see my family members and just to hang out with them after so long. All of my family members are vaccinated at this point, so it was really nice to know that they're safe and we're able to see each other more than we were ever able to before. Last year, we were not able to gather together just because it was kind of the peak of the pandemic and quarantine as well. So we didn't get to go last year, and this year it was very nice to be able to see everyone and know that we were all vaccinated and good to go, and as good to go as we can be. We were still wearing masks and stuff when we were eating out in public, but when we were kind of safely distanced from everyone else, even at the cemetery, then we were able to kind of be among ourselves and our family. Please let me know if you guys do anything of the sort in your tradition or culture. I'm really curious if it's just Chinese people that celebrate this. I know every year around April, that's usually when there's lots of Asian people that go to the cemetery to visit their ancestors, and we have this whole feast about it. We bring like pig, which probably sounds really strange, and we burn incense and even burn like fake money and fake iPhones just to give in quotation marks to our ancestors in the afterlife. And that's kind of the tradition that we kind of keep. And I'm curious if it's just for Chinese people, if it's just for Asian people, or if it's kind of something that a lot of people do. After the cemetery and eating, we went to my mom's house and we were able to play some mahjong. I went with my sister, my grandma played, and our uncle. And at the end of the night, I actually went with my cousin, with my fiance, with my cousin, and all our other cousins and significant others. We all went to my cousin's house and we were able to play some volleyball and some badminton, which I love doing, and we just got to hang out and eat a lot of wings that night, which I love doing. So it was just a very nice day and lots of family time for that Saturday. Moving on to Sunday, I did a lot of cleaning this day. I threw out the garbage bags, I did some dishes and laundry. The dishes I do kind of daily, but I just had a lot that day to do, so I ended up marking it. And at the end of the night, I was able to do some editing. I uploaded a video, and Sundays are always for sleeping in for me. So this day I was able to sleep in as well. I worked on school stuff, and I was able to catch up on some YouTube, which I enjoyed, except the only downfall was that my iMac kept shutting down this day. It's been doing that a lot lately, and it's very, very annoying. My Mac is only 5 years old, and I saw that I was trying to look it up to see if it was normal that it was kind of not functioning correctly, and it seems like it's not. I think the lifespan that people usually say it's 8 years, so I'm very sad about it, and I really don't want to spend the money on a new one yet. So I'm trying to just let it rest when it needs to rest, and hopefully it kind of fixes itself. But right now it doesn't seem like that will be the case. Since I am back to teaching in person and doing everything from school, I don't need my Mac as often, but I do love my Mac so much, and I just really do not want to spend the money on a new one yet either, with quarantine, our wedding, and just who knows what else coming up in our lives. I just really don't want to spend the money needed to get a new Mac if that is what's needed at the moment, especially since I'm going to be gone for half of the day, sleeping the other half of the day. I figure it's okay that I'm kind of dealing with this right now, and I'm just kind of using my phone more often these days anyway. I always add some finishing touches to the spread without showing it on camera. I saw that was kind of taking away my creativity, so I always do it off camera now. So if you guys ever want to see the full extent of how my spread actually ends up, because sometimes even after I film it and take pictures, take video of my spreads, it still ends up looking a little differently because I like to add more things to it. Instagram is always the best way to kind of catch up on how my spread actually ends up looking, and you get some nice close-up shots as well, and that's Plan with Eva on Instagram. So if you want to follow me there, please do. I always love to post on there, and I've been pretty consistent on trying to show all my spreads from different types of angles and making sure I show both sides of it, and I've really been enjoying it, so please follow me there. I'm gonna go ahead and let the rest of this play out, and I'll see you guys at the end for the close-ups. I'm really trying hard to diversify these different transitions to show the ending spread. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I really love color blocking, and I really love how it looks. Even from this angle right now, I think it's just so pretty to look at, and I always look back at it. I can't wait till I do another color blocking spread. These are going to be some close-up shots. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.